Hi, my name is Ivan. I'm a longtime contributor and maintainer of Unleash Python SDK. In my day job, I'm a principal platform engineer at ASAPP. I'm joined here today with my coworker, Tommy, who's a lead machine learning engineer. Our architecture needs to support multiple enterprise-grade customers like a Dish, JetBlue, and other Fortune 500 companies. And that means addressing some very complex operating environments. We have a microservice architecture. So one kind of big theme for us as a platform team is thinking through tool adoption. We have different products, right? We have some things that are human-facing applications. We have API as a service products, and it covers a variety of different channels. And in this situation, kind of the full stack feature ops approach is really critical for us to safely deploy our code, our models, and our prompts. So we discovered an Unleash in 2017 when the project was still very much in its infancy. And our initial architecture was kind of to have a independent Unleash deployment for each of our Kubernetes clusters. This was way before progressive constraints existed, and this was kind of our way to be able to have a customer-specific feature flags deeply integrated into our technical stack before that was fully supported on the platform. By 2019, we kind of found that the overhead of running Unleash services was a little too much. And one of the cool things was we were able to partner with Ivar and Unleash early in kind of the company's lifetime to build constraints that were a little bit more capable of handling multi-tenancy and handling multiple customers out of the same instance. We also made a really big push to standardize our frameworks, our base frameworks, and kind of make sure everyone was using Unleash in the same way. So we have multiple clusters. We generally divide these into so-called environment types, like test, pre-prod, and prod. And each environment type has an Unleash instance supporting it. We use constraints to allow us to target customers across our different cluster architecture. So if you are a developer, Unleash has really great APIs. One of the things we love with integrating them is they are very much an API first company. So we were able to use that to build a pretty cool process where developers kind of use a configuration repository to bootstrap the feature flag. We have scripts that seed and promote configuration across our different Unleash instances. And then a developer still gets the benefit of being able to go to our internal Unleash and say, like, I want to roll this feature out to 20%, 40%, 80%, 100%. So when we're talking about adoption, one of the biggest ways for us to drive that Unleash adoption, both for feature flags and experiments, is through the concept of a base framework. So we found that base frameworks are critical for platform engineering and a microservice architecture. We work really closely with our developers on building these base frameworks. For example, in this case, we are both maintaining Unleash and kind of defining how you're creating and using Unleash feature flags, but we're also controlling how Python services or Go services instantiate the Unleash client, set up the context, and call Unleash. When we do this work, we believe in working really closely with our developers on building these frameworks. This allows us to do things like do smooth configuration and bootstrapping, like defining common patterns so that it makes it super easy to connect to Unleash with the right credentials. It helps us guarantee good reliability patterns. Unleash has a lot of built-in resiliency that we want to make sure we're making best use of. So we standardize our context to pass in things like tenant ID and agent IDs so that developers will always have those things available, and it makes it easier for people to set up feature flags.
So, of course, the benefit we see on migrating to Unleash Cloud is finally being able to consolidate all environments into a single cloud instance, instead of juggling with multiple on-prem servers, which also implies some kind of tooling, custom tooling to make the servers behave the way we want to. This simplifies the maintenance and consolidates all the information to where in a single view. I mean, having a single Unleash cloud instance will allow us to simplify the maintenance. reducing the chance of errors while managing feature flags. Additionally, this also allows us to start taking advantage of projects in cloud and better organize feature flags and get a better sense of how they are doing in terms of technical debt and whatnot. Strictly speaking, this is not new to cloud, but this is something we haven't been leveraging. So why not start doing this after migrating to the cloud? So for that, we came up with a migration strategy, which is carried out by a tool developed in-house. The idea is that once feature flags are migrated to cloud, services can adjust their environment variables and secrets, and ideally connect to Unleash without any issues.
So we really love Unleash, and we're happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you for coming to our presentation.